I mean, it wouldn't be a race unless something went wrong, right? During the day or kickoff. I mean, Erica's talking about her late dinner. I mean, Janine and I, by the time, I checked in, all three of you have to check in together. So we coordinated. We were going to do the 12 o'clock athlete briefing on Saturday. Check in, expos inside at the Mass Mutual Center. So we did that. We did the 12 o'clock briefing, checked in, walked to transition, dropped my bike off. And I had to get back for Mia's dance recital at 4 o'clock. So did that. Mia was going out to dinner with my parents. Janine and I grabbed all the stuff from home, headed out, and got to dinner at like 10:15, 10 o'clock, something like that.
Last night?
That's rough. That's real
you
late.
didn't shit the bed like Erica did you?
Almost. Not really.
I did not have a Code Brown moment today. Now in Oceanside, because we had VIP passing, I was like literally 5 minutes before I got in the water, used a porta potty in the VIP area.
Oh, nice.
Because wetsuits and that don't go together.
Yeah.
There's a lot of other things, but not that. So, but this was because of the relay. You aren't as mentally ready to set up transition as you would be when you're doing the swim, the bike, and the run, because you got to be locked in on all of that. Whereas I was like, all right, I don't have to worry about the swim. Cece's got that, and she's like, why the heck aren't you guys here yet? So I get there, I'm opening up my transition bag and getting everything out, but I have to get it to Janine and get that out of there so she can go with Cece to get her sneakers, because it's a 1.2 mile walk, and she's got to have things to give up, and we're not dealing with bags and trusting people to bring them back for the finish line. So I get everything set up, and I'm going to go do a jog. So I'm going to jog down, and that's going to be my warm-up, right? And then I can either walk or jog back while she swims. So that was my plan all along. And then I get about 100 yards into my jog, and I'm like, shit. My bike shoes and cleats are still in the transition bag that Janine's got. I can't run in my on sneaker. I can't bike in my on sneakers. So we're gonna use these sneakers right now, and I had to go catch Janine and get my cleats.
That's hilarious. That's typical. That is definitely a race day Code Brown. That is the definition of it.
That really is, yeah.
So in Oceanside, it was my goggles.
I had that one happen to me.
So I was that guy that they asked, does anyone have an extra set of goggles?
No.
The lady literally in the rack next to me had them. Janine gets in an Uber, goes back 10 minutes to the hotel, gets my goggles, and makes it back because, again, I'm seating myself in like the 42 to 45 time. So I'm like back a little bit.
You're in the back. Sure.
Yeah. So
I had one of the Ironmans I did, local, so I came home for the night. And I went to the pool to do a little warm-up swim or a little just like shakeout swim the day before. I was bored. I had nothing to do. My bike was already set up. I went to the pool. I left my goggles at the pool. And I realized at 8 p.m. when I'm just getting my bag, putting it at the door, I'm like, everything's in there. Where are my goggles? And so at 8:30, I went to Walmart and got like some cheap Walmart goggles. They were the worst goggles ever.
CVS, something.
They were the worst. They were so bad. And like, I should have a second pair. I didn't even have a second pair. You know, it is hard to be prepared, like you said, when it's local. Even today, I tried to get out on a bike ride, and I snuck out the door as fast as I could. And guess what happened to me 5 miles out the door? I got a flat tire. And who wasn't prepared for the flat tire?
Oh.
Me. So we've mentioned it a few times. Uber. I Ubered home.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Erica. Yeah, that happened today. I haven't told
that's
her
rough,
yet either.
man.
So.
Nope. That's the
well,
first. What'd you do? You find a vehicle with the...
Yeah, I had to get Uber like XL or something.
Take your bike back.
I actually carried into a joke today too, because I brought my extra pair. I wasn't swimming, but I brought them just in case.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Pay it forward, whatever. Somebody else had given it to me.
Lessons
so I get
learned.
done the race, and I had brought my sneakers. And I had said to Cece, I was like, if Ash didn't make it, I could have gotten off the bike, done the run if we had to, or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then she sees afterwards that the goggles are also in my bag, and she's like, you were gonna like not expect me to show up, or you didn't think I was gonna show up, and you were gonna do the swim, weren't you? I was like,
I do the whole thing.
I left my wetsuit at home. These were just backup.
That's funny. How did Cece and Nash do on their portion of the relay?
Cece is an awesome swimmer. She swam in college. She's right around 30 minutes. I think today she did it in 32.
Wow.
Whoa!
Yeah.
That is
Where's
fast.
Cece go?
Yeah. 32, 1.2 miles. And she's had her knee replaced, ACL surgeries, but most recently the knee replaced. And that run was tough, literally up 15 steps and then another couple hundred yards and up a few more steps and then probably a quarter-mile run. And she's like,
Talking
I
about
can't
T1.
jog.
Yep.
Yeah, into T1 to get to me to take the bracelet off. So she gets to the bike on the rack. We're the first rack into the transition area, which was nice. So I just grabbed the bracelet, take it off, put it on. I've already got my helmet and my shoes on. So that's a cool part about the relay. Like you don't have to like get all that done. So I'm set up, ready to go. I've had my 15-minute caffeine gel. I've had my ketones. I'm set to go. My heart's ready. And I know I got to run to get out. Like it's literally a good quarter mile again, down the like transition area, under a railroad track, up a windy hill to the main road.
Wow.
So I lost half of my carbo fuel on the way out in my torpedo bottle, bouncing on the way out. It's like there's Gatorade and water on the way out.
Yeah, I
had
like
a
to
lot
pull
of
from the
fuel.
course too.
That would probably be the biggest difference between Oceanside and today too, was the fuel, because I knew I was going to really push the bike, and I felt like at Oceanside I didn't have power. I didn't have any metrics, so I had that today. I've got a power pedal. I've got a Garmin computer. So having that, having a little more road awareness, and knowing how to fuel and how much I needed. I did a quick sweat test with like Gatorade Endurance that anyone can just get. I sweat a lot, so I had a lot of salt with me and a lot of sodium. And then an hour and a half into the ride, finally get over this hill, and approaching like 40 miles an hour. And I go to sit down in a little different aero, like on the drop bars, because you're going that fast, you're not pedaling, you're not in the aero bars. And
You're already going fast enough.
my seat dropped. So I lost a couple inches in my setup.
Oh no.
And so for the last hour and 10 minutes, I was not in what I normally should be. So I could start to feel some things that shouldn't be when you're feeling right and going. But I got off the bike and could run. And I was like, shit, I really wish I was going for a half marathon run right now. I feel good.
I know it.
And I got there. So I got on the bike in 13th, and I got off the bike, and we were the fourth relay team. So I made up a ton of ground.
Wow.
Way to go.
But you don't see that on the course. I knew one guy I passed.
Yes, yeah, you don't know for a while.
He's in the Wicked Smaht Zone. So I passed one guy I knew, and he was on a different relay team, but you don't really know it. And apparently Janine's like, yeah, you were going back and forth with one guy the whole time. And I was like, no idea. I'm not looking at his down tube to see what number he is.
Right.
But we had a good place, and Ash has been battling some injuries and stuff like that. So she was shooting for a 10-minute mile, and she ran just about a 10-minute mile pace, and she crushed the run for her. She sent us a picture afterwards, and she's got like different little things growing on the bottom of her feet called blisters now. So she roughed it out. And I got to do the bike, and Cece got to do the swim when it was cool, and it wasn't really hot at all, and the bike was shaded out in the Berkshires, and
then Ash got stuck in the sun, right?
No shade whatsoever on the run. So anyone who was finishing, like we got done in 5:43. Anyone who was done after that, like they were literally running the whole half marathon in 85-degree weather.
Yeah.
Ooh. Well, good for you guys for
gaining
the ground in the beginning and getting it over with.
It's so cool.
For the
it's
heat.
So cool to see you doing all this, man. You're doing so much. I'm envious of you right now. Maybe one of these days I'll get out there with you.